Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 14, In Search of a Clockwork Man. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and lovable Dungeon Master, Michael. And with me tonight is Dare. Dare, you are not playing Jack tonight. Who will you be playing?
Tonight we're going for an old classic. Tonight I am playing Gronk of Grumpsh, the half-orc war cleric who is horribly scarred, missing an ear, and quite scary looking.
And also with us tonight is Riley. Riley, you are not playing our wonderful axolotl torrent. Who will you be playing tonight?
Hi, I'm Riley, and I am playing the ever-graceful Eleanora Dawn, a summer Eldrin monk.
Indeed. And we have a special introductory character here with Izzy. Izzy, tell us the name of your character.
Hello everybody. I am tonight playing a character plucked off of the dusty shelves of my brain and being sort of dusted off. We'll see how much remains when I blow away all of that particle. Spindless, the human rogue.
We open in the deep forest north of Zintel Keep, well, the buildings formerly known as Zintel Keep, and there is a ruined structure. It used to be a house, but it is damaged beyond all repair. It is smashed. It is not just damaged the way like a house might be damaged in a hurricane. It is twisted and warped. This is the house of Baba Yaga. And Baba Yaga is crying and saying, "My poor dear, what have they done to you, my dear? Oh, we must make this right." And she reaches into her ratty smock of a cloak and pulls out a thread. And she throws the thread into the house and yanks really hard. Spindless, describe what we see as you are forcibly pulled out of the walls.
A human man who looks to be about 60. He looks just like a scruffy, ragged, dry, jerky of a man. Is yanked from between two walls in what used to be, before the house was twisted and warped, probably a crawl space. He's got these, like, bags in, like, a bandolier on his chest, and he's got, like a beverage in his hand that falls out and shatters.
He says, stand, you spindly man! Stand before Baba Yaga!"
He hunches, and says, "My good lady, it is an honor to finally be acquainted with my ever so," he rubs his fingers like a evil vizier, "gracious host."
You have been allowed to live in the walls of my great home all these many years because you amuse me, and also," and she kind of strokes your chin, like almost delicately, "because you've done such a good job keeping my house free of rats. But now..."
He licks his lips.
"Now..." And in fact, she reaches into the other side of her ratty smock and pulls out a scriggling, writhing, fat lump rat and throws it at you.
He makes quick work of it with a knife.
She says, "You will help to restore your home and mind, but first..." She claps her hand, and her mortar and pestle, giant mortar and pestle, come up to her, just float up. She starts stirring them, and she says, "Come, come, come one, come all, rise lest you all fall." And then she cracks down the pestle into the ground, and the ground splits open, and out shoots two figures. Gronk, what were you doing the moment before you were summoned to this dark wood?
Gronk was scouting a dock where there were possible pirate ships, slavers who were known for shanghaiing people or just outright kidnapping towns and selling them into slavery, and was plotting ways to destroy the ships and destroy the pirates.
And you were within moments of drawing your weapon to strike down one of these slavers, when suddenly it felt like a thread just pulled on the back of your eye, and you are just yoinked out of existence and come flying out of the ground. When you land, what do the people in this clearing see?
When the spell yanks him from where he was, he lands in a ready crouch with a very large magical spear whipping out in front of him, with a giant, what looks like a giant brass and titanite head. He is in black titanite scale armor that glistens and absorbs light. He has these scars and is missing one ear. One eye almost bulges out, as if he part of his heritage is trollish instead of human, and just is the most unnerving creature to look at.
I love it. And right next to you, another thread is pulled, and out comes Eleonora Dawn. Eleonora, what were you doing the moment before you were summoned?
Eleonora had found herself back in the Feywilds and was trying to tend to a small village that she was slowly hoping would become a new kingdom for her and her people, and out in the fields strengthening walls and tending to the plants and the life source of the community.
There is a lot of work to be done. And what do people see when you come forth?
You see, it's almost as if this elf has a constant sunset cast on her, almost a golden glowing tinge to everything about her. Long golden hair, scar on the bridge of her nose. She's quite tall. You could tell she has her whip on her side and her other weapons sorted about, almost military-like in stance and pose and attitude.
And you, of course, both recognize Baba Yaga because you both walked by her when she was not only trapped, but literally fused with the demon web, her and her house, on your way to kill Loth, the Spider Queen. And she looks at both of you, but the look that she turns towards you, Eleonora, is dark. She looks like every crone you've ever seen. The important thing is that she does have a scarf held tightly over her head. That is an important detail, shall we say. And she looks at both of you and she says, "It's time for you to make things right. Both of you left me in the demon webs. And yet, you also killed love. Because of that one thing is the only reason you still draw breath, especially you, daughter. She points at you, Eleonora. You, of all, should have known better. Do you say anything, Eleonora?
Maybe it was wishful thinking on my part you would die with her. Seems it didn't quite do its work.
With that, she smiles, like way too big of a smile, and you can see her iron teeth, and something writhes underneath her tightly knit scarf on her head. And she says, "You have a choice. You can die now, and I can kill both of yez. Or you can run a little errand for me and put us back square. And it's not even for me. It's for my poor, sweet home that has been harmed by the work of that dragon-choked, and when I find him, he will not simply die, he will suffer. This is all because of him." And she literally does like a quick image, and you see the Kinku who led you on that journey originally slowly rotated, and she crushes the image with her bony fingers. And she says, "So choose. Do a little tiny fetch for me, or die."
Gronk steps forward and says, "Well, witch, you survived on your own, and that means you did not need our help, and you should hold nothing to us. It is simply survival, as it is meant to be. And as you mentioned, the spider god died beneath our hands. I do not know that I have anything to fear of you. And if you are whining that you need help, then you might be a little more pleasant for fear of what might come your way. Grumpsh does not like weakness, and I do not tolerate it."
Grumpsh is having a little bit of a trouble of late. A little bit of problem with his little stick. By the way, Eleonora, you are, of course, a creature of the Feywild and of fairy and fae. You know that Baba Yaga is an arch-fae. You are both level 15. You are both very tough, and I will not tell you that you can't beat her. But you probably won't beat her if you decide to engage. And I just want to say that Eleonora, not Grumsh, not Gronk, but Eleonora knows this. So I just want to let you know that before you, whatever you do next. And she looks to both of you and she says, "You have a choice. I would love to sharpen my teeth." And she smiles with her iron teeth. "What will it be? All you need to do is bring me back one little skull, and we'll be even."
Will it make the house feel better?
And she turns and pats this strange creature. And just one more time, very quickly, for the other two. What do they see when they look at Spindulus?
He's a 50 or 60-year-old human man with gray hair and a just a generally scruffy build, but he's wearing very nice, very decked out rogue's outfit and a little a little superhero looking ass eye mask, what is
Domino mask?
Yeah. What is the Western character that I'm a bad nerd for not knowing that has
Lone
a little
Ranger.
mask? Yes.
That's okay.
It's a generational thing.
She says to you, Oh, the poor house is so sick, and it just needs a little revitalization. And if you would get this one little thing for me, I will send you both on your way, and I will not slowly kill, cook, and eat you, not necessarily in that order. And she holds out her hand, and her pestle whoom, comes into her hand. And you can tell that this is the moment. And she says, chew.
Gronk looks at Eleonora for her move. Gronk is of the mind that he doesn't owe Baba Yaga anything and is not about to bend a knee to Baba Yaga. And so
I believe it.
he very much is going to defer to Eleonora and back her up and just gives her a little nod and shows that he has his the Holy Spear of Disruption from Saint Bartholomew and is ready to go to town if that's what she chooses, and basically says, I owe you nothing, wit, but I will do as Eleonora does.
And Eleonora.
You see her, and she rolls her eyes, or at least what you would think rolls her eyes, as her face just kind of keeps staring. I guess we'll have to agree to this little errand. It befits me nothing to help you, but I have people to get back to, and I don't necessarily feel like fighting another war over something as insignificant as a house after what we faced.
Ah, lovely. Well, since your little Kinku friend is not available, and I cannot summon the Drow Gan, his heart belongs to another. Oh, and for a moment, her face is almost like a little schoolgirl, like who's doing KISSING, and like it's startling almost. And she goes, he is rather involved at the moment, but I will find Dragon Choked. I will find him because he is the reason I'm here, and he's the reason you are having to do all of this. And when he gets his little feathery ass back to the material plane, I will find him. But no matter for that. All you need do, there is a little hut. And it has a little skull inside, and I need it to revitalize my poor damaged house. And I just want you to bring it to me. Now, there is one minor thing, is the hut is somewhat protected by 3 kobolds. However, they also have lightning attacks that you may need to defend against, so I'll send you on a quick errand to get defense against lightning. And then you just pop right over when you are ready and get that skull for me. Understood?
And if we were to abandon said mission, what then? Just so all cards are on the table.
You have 2 choices. You can scamper off to the astral plane, the one place that I cannot go. That's what Dragon Choked has done, and you can live with the Githyanki for the rest of all eternity. Or I can hunt you down and hang you up with my hedgehogs, soak you in the pot and cook you for dinner while your skin boils off your bones.
Or that could happen to you, which...
She brushes back her scarf for a moment, I would like you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. And that is a 24.
You feel your entire body stiffen, as if your entire body was, I don't know, stone. But your incredible physiology and your ancestry and your regenerative abilities kick in, and you resist it for just a moment. But what you realize is that what happened is just the tiniest peak of a snake's eye glanced upon you, and as she brushed back her quote-unquote hair, and you don't know what would happen if she decided to take that whole thing off. But
I've learned something.
Yes, there are many versions of Baba Yaga. This is one of them. And she lifts up her hand and she says, "Look for the clockwork man. His will give you the protection of lightning. Just a quick little gift for you all." And she gestures with her hand, and you feel a warmth sink over all your body. And then she snaps her fingers, and you are all gone. And you are now find yourself in a freezing cold realm. All around you is desolate waste. In the distance, you can see a slowly, almost sluggishly moving river, and giant chunks of ice are floating through the river. Would anyone like to... and Spindulus is with you, just so you two know. Would anyone like to give me a check to see where the heck you are?
I will.
Sure.
You can do survival, or if you have an appropriate knowledge skill, by all means.
Survival.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that is just an 11.
You know that you're not on the material plane.
I have a 13. That doesn't mean better.
You are definitely sure you were not in the Feywilds.
It feels so exposed here. Pardon me, but I presume introductions are in order. I am Master Infiltrator Spindulus Wallwalker. He does a weird little bow at you.
I am Eleanor Dawn. I am a monk of the High Queen Tatiana.
He does another weird little bow.
Oh, ew.
Love it.
And Gronk squares up on him and says, "I am Gronk of Grumpsh. You and your witch are beneath me. Beware that you do not incur my wrath."
Beneath is where my specialties lie. Wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to be... Wait.
Oh my god.
Gronk turns away while he's sputtering. He's going to ignore him.
All right. Would anyone like to either investigate or look into where you might go from here?
I'm gonna do a... What's the 5e version of spot check? Perception check about if there are any buildings or signs of life in the area. Well, that's a 7, so tell me what I perceive.
You see waste upon waste upon waste because you rolled a 7. It's overwhelming, and also it's because you are not used to this, like being out in this is such openness that you've experienced for the first time in decades, and it's just a little overwhelming for you. How about Eleonora or Gronk?
Well, let's run that's a nat one. I see nothing. I could care less.
I freaking love it.
About anything.
Gronk will take a look around, and that is a 12 plus 7, so a 19.
Okay. I love this, by the way. D&D is the best. You all look around, and it's just Eleonora. This is like the anti-Feywild. The Feywild is just wild and full of life and beauty, and this is desolate and cold and barren. It is like anti-life. It's not quite like undeath, but it's close. And but Gronk, you are not thrown by these things. You do not. The concepts of beauty and darkness and such mean nothing to you, and so you just look at everything dispassionately. And when you gaze around, what you see up ahead, she said, "Look for the Clockwork Man." And while you don't see a Clockwork Man, what you do see is a great steam engine, an incredibly rare thing, almost certainly of gnomish design. And apparently it has come from another place, because it is about a fourth of it is just sheared off, just gone. And it seems that it was at some point like passing on this river, but it is now just ground far into the distance, partially like up against a growing mountain in the distance.
Gronk points in that direction and describes the clockwork steam engine and says, "Let us head this way," and cast protection from energy for cold for the group. Okay. And so everybody has resistance to cold. You all immediately feel better. You're all fairly tough, but you didn't realize, like, oh my gosh, like this was starting to really affect me. And none of you, of course, were dressed for the cold. And it's definitely like more than just cold. It's like a spiritual cold here. As you are walking that way, a figure approaches you kind of like perpendicular to where you are going, like coming from the proverbial south, though you have no idea where that is from. It is a female humanoid, and she is walking towards y'all. So Gronk stands up very large and interposes himself between himself and the other two and this oncoming woman, and is going to do a perception check.
Okay. Give me that.
And so that is a 19 plus 5. So that is a 24.
So the first thing you notice, especially with the cold, you notice that she is barefoot. The second thing you notice as she comes closer is that her feet are clawed, and as she gets closer, what you notice with that good spot is this is a tabaxi woman. She is tabby-colored, and she has a strange kind of almost fork or trident-like marking on her forehead that gives her... It gives the false impression of like a strange expression on her face, like almost surprise or anger. As she is walking towards y'all, and she stops. Like she was like lost in thought and didn't, unless she's faking it, of course. She didn't see y'all. And she just freezes and looks at all of you like, what? Now obviously again, she might be acting, but what seems like is she was just totally caught off guard that the three of you are standing in this place.
Hello there. We are lost. We kind of appeared out of a portal. Do you know where we are?
You went through the lantern? Y'all don't know anything about a lantern.
We don't know what it was. A lantern?
Oh, well, there's a portal here that's a lantern. It's how most of us get to and fro, especially when we need to get to the material plane. I assume she looks at you a little harder, Eleonora. That's where you're from?
Close enough. No, I'm from the Feywilds, but we were on a travel mission together, and Well, we found ourselves here, and,
Against our preferences.
to say. I'm so sorry. This is quite rude of me. My name is Eleonora, is what you can call me. Who might you be, my dear?
Oh, well, Eleonora. That is a very fascinating name. You know, you look fit to be a queen. I am Sable Morning Frost, and it is a great pleasure to meet you. I don't really care about you two, but what are your names?
I do not care about you other than the directions you can give.
That's a weird name. What's your name, Skinny?
Spindleless Wallwalker. Ma'am.
Oh. Why do you smell like rats?
They have a surprising amount of protein.
Right?
Oh
Don't
my God.
they? They are so good.
Yes, have you ever tried them just raw and skinned?
Oh, the chase is what makes it worth it.
Yes.
She could be faking it, but she seems earnest, Spindleless. Like she's into it. And she says, "Oh, I think I know where you need to go." So there is the ship you can see just over there. There was a slight misadventure. One small problem is it's now infested with a few... Well, we've had a bit of a... I don't know what the right word is. Incursion. It's a little infested with demons at the moment. But you might be able to sneak past them. I would recommend that. They are not terribly powerful, but even 1,000 kobolds can be a problem all at once, if you know what I mean. But you probably don't have anyone who's sneaky. And she looks over and smiles at you, Spindleless.
You know, I think you may be mistaken.
Oh? I must be. Well, I have got to go. I have got to get this key. And she holds out a large, rusty iron key. She says, I have got to get this in the hands of just the silliest little boy. But before I leave, I wish you all the very best. And, I have a feeling I'll be seeing at least one of you again.
Ah! Yeah, we've never heard of any rusty keys in this adventure, so this means nothing to me personally.
Nope, nothing to you personally. Completely irrelevant. And she waves at all of you and says, ta-ta, and keeps walking.
So we're going to file that away under problems for future parties to deal with, correct? All right.
Not my problem.
So as y'all get closer, now that you're kind of looking out for it, you can see that the outer area of this ship is just infested with dozens of demons of different sort. You guys are extremely powerful, and any of you, even a thin Spindleless could just take apart one of these guys. But maybe not a few dozen, and you don't know what would happen. So if you want to get inside, you probably are going to want to try to figure out something other than a frontal assault.
Ooh. Well, you said, oh slimy one, that you were good at sneaking around.
Yeah.
How would you propose we get inside?
Well,
You lived in walls before.
Yes. It seems like with this big hole, there should be lots of points of entries to get into the nooks and crannies of this establishment.
Let's see, I suppose that this, I'm trying to think if there's anything specific about a rogue, that would be perfect here, but I mean, I think that, I would probably want to find the best point of ingress that I could do. I don't know about you, but I'm actually quite good at climbing. I want to make a perception check to see, if there's anywhere that looks like it would be a good place to climb up through. That is awesome 9.
A 9. Well, so with the 9, it's easy to see where you should, or not you, where you absolutely should climb up. But a really good place to climb up is where the ship is kind of like slightly breaking, and it's sliding up into the mountain, like on the side. And so that at that point right there, 1, it's very likely to have entrances, and 2, it's relatively easy to access. It's also got some coverage. With a 9, you don't know how covered you're going to be until you try.
I do have a really good. You'll be shocked for that I do have a really good stealth, a really good stealth skill.
Okay.
I'm wondering if there's anything I could do to get in there and then make it easier for you guys to get in there yourselves. If only I had something I could just blow up the place. Or just drop bombs and kill these monsters.
Well, there could be something like that inside. It is clearly of gnomish design. And also, if y'all were able to create some kind of distraction elsewhere that might get the demons away from this area, that would be possible. It's entirely up to you.
So we know that we're trying to find a Clockwork Man, and he's probably in there because this thing is like Clockwork City. Or at least that's our best guess.
Exactly. You don't really know that he's in there, but this is by far your best bet.
How big is the surface area of this vehicle?
This is really big. It's not quite as large as like a modern like cruise ship, but it is the size of a. It's about twice the size of like a war galleon, and it's very wide. Like it's more like a barge.
Okay, is there a concentration area of demons within on the deck away from where we're trying to get in?
So the funny thing, there aren't a lot of demons. You don't know if there's something keeping them off or whatnot, but there are a few demons on the ship itself, but there really aren't that many. Most of the demons are swarming around the ship, and of course a few are flying over. But the highest concentration is closest to the icy river, which where the ship breaks would be the furthest away from that.
Okay. So, how far away is this from us?
Right now,
I'm planning
y'all
on casting a long-range spell.
So right now, you're probably about like a football field, like 100 yards away.
Okay.
Because there's debris and rock and chunks of ice and stuff.
300 feet.
So you can easily close that distance without revealing yourself.
All right. So from 300 feet away to the highest concentration of demons, Gronk is going to cast the spell Insect Plague. And at 15th level, it is going to be a 50-foot cube, 50 feet wide, 50 feet deep, and 50 feet high of locusts. And anything inside that cube takes 68 damage per round.
I love everything about this.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a look-see then.
And so he stops for a minute and prays and casts that, in that concentrated area and as soon as that, they should start screaming. They should be, anything within that area should just be inundated with locusts inside their ears, inside their mouths, every orifice, every part of their body. They're immune to weapon damage, normal weapon damage. It's like swinging at the air. So,
I love it. So, I don't want you to think it's just these, but many of these creatures out here are abyssal chickens.
Awesome.
And the abyssal chickens turn with their featherless, just horrifying skin with their twin tails poking up into the air. And there's a moment of excitement. This is a meal. This is a treasure trove for them. They are so hungry and they can't find anything to eat, and they start rushing towards this swarm, and the first locust comes down and just shears the face off the first chicken as these locusts just descend, and the tiniest spark of Grumpsh is in these their little angry locusts, and the chaos that ensues. So the chickens are just decimated. There are dretches, there are quasits, there are maw demons, there are cacklers, and they are all just in chaos as they're trying to fight these things, and they can't. And it's not, they are destroying the locusts, but at great cost, as it slowly takes them down. So I do want you to roll a stealth check, Spindulus, but it is at advantage.
Wonderful. Let's see here.
They are very distracted.
I can climb faster than normal, though that's mostly a combat thing. Just throwing it out.
Yes.
That is a 16 plus 15, a 31.
Describe to me what it looks like when Spindulus ascends this, 30-foot sheer cliff of metal and stone.
You would think that Spindulus was a man with 360-degree range of motion in all his major joints. He is like a spider, is what he's like. He just skitters like in irregular juddering movements up the side of this boat.
And you see this, and you realize that as strange as the Spindulus is, he is quite talented. As you make your way in, and in fact, once you get inside, you do in fact see a long mechanism that absolutely could potentially open a side that would allow passage for the other two.
I boop it.
And the only problem is it's not quiet because it's a big turning gear thing, and it's really old as it slides open, like literally right in front of you two, Eleonora and Gronk. You don't, now there is a literal battle going on of locusts and demons behind you, but you suspect that you were probably heard. Mm-hmm. This was heard, so just so you are aware as y'all make your way inside.
Great. Well, there goes the quiet part of our plan. And Eleonora... what?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Now, this is not actually part of your character where, like, you will take damage or disadvantage at this time, but a large portion of this ship is made out of cold iron, and it is like walking into an icy bath that is, like, just mildly acidic, Eleonora. It is the antithesis of your people. And it is deeply unpleasant to walk inside. Gronk, you don't care.
No, Gronk doesn't care.
What you see inside are many, many bodies, skeletons, and desiccated corpses of gnomes. Many of them are in many pieces. Either from the crash or from the things that came inside after the crash. They are all about and in various states of decay.
I wonder if any of them have anything valuable on them.
I'm going to do a perception check about that. And
Absolutely.
maybe if I'm lucky, he'll accidentally ascertain anything more useful than whether or not he can pawn their goodies. Oh no, that was a nat 1. He doesn't know shit.
I love that. Well, it's with the nat 1, it's less it's that these, what you quickly realize is every single one has been picked clean. There is not a scrap of anything that isn't, like, they have been stripped to their underwear, basically. Everything of value that was on these bodies has been long since plundered, and then plundered again, and then plundered again. You also suspect that many of these have been partially eaten.
Yummy.
So that's why you do not find anything valuable. But what you do find is you all hear a sound.
A soundy sound that sounds like sound.
Sound.
A slowly
Sound. Sound.
tick tock that is sounding in the distance.
Gronk goes, I would imagine that is the direction that we need to go into.
I'm going to make a stealth check to move towards this spot without being detected by whatever may or may not be sentient on the other side of it. He sort of hugs the floor and gets a 32.
You are very stealthful, and you suspect that it was really good that you did. As you sneak forward, you come to an area you think, obviously you don't know anything about gnomish ships, Spindleless, but you think this might be either an engine room or a power room or something like that, something very important. And there is a figure inside. It's vaguely humanoid. It is quite large. It's literally a large-sized creature, like an ogre or a troll, and it is entirely made of various kinds of metal. This metal man is vaguely like circular. Think like Michelin Man, but not nearly as bad as much as that. Or think a little bit like TikTok from Return to Oz, if you want to have the nightmare fuel of the wheelies. But it's vaguely circular in its construction. The important thing is each of the circles has a ring that is suspended around it, and as far as you can tell, the different rings are like floating, like they're not actually attached to it. They seem to be just there.
Sick bracelets. Got it.
Exactly, yeah. These bracelets are evenly distributed about the arms, the legs, not the body, but then there is also the largest one is floating above the head like a crown. And the head is slowly looking left and right. You get immediately the sense that this thing is aware. It is not like powered down. And you are very glad that you were being sneaky because you think that it would have seen you otherwise.
Can I make
it appears to be restrained in some way. Like its legs and arms are like pinned somehow. You actually, there's nothing holding it. Like there aren't ropes or binds or anything. But it's in the pose of something that is like being held.
He would want to. I mean, he wants to figure out if this thing is going to kill him on sight, and if so, does he need to subdue it? I guess that would be a perception check or investigation, maybe. Mm-hmm. Investigation, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I like investigation for this.
Let's see what's the beans. Yeah, that's a 5.
You just can't tell. It's just too far out of your experience. Gronk or Eleonora?
Gronk is looking to see if this is an indication of enslavement.
Okay. I would like you to do an investigation at advantage because this is your whole thing.
This is my whole thing.
Yeah. So this is definitely. It's like asking me about the X-Men.
All right. So that investigation is 13 plus 7 or a 16 plus 7. So we'll go with the 16 plus 7, which is a 23.
Mm-hmm. So you cannot say for 100% that this thing is enslaved, but you think so. You think, based on the things that you found over the years, that this thing is either generating power for the ship or is in some way like guiding or steering the ship. And obviously with the ship no longer functioning, it has nowhere to go, but it does not appear to be able to leave. So you think that it is in some way enslaved in service to this ship.
And so Gronk is immediately going to begin seeing how to disassemble and free this creature.
Well, you can give me another investigation, but this one isn't in any advantage because, in fact, it's not at a disadvantage, but you have no idea what is holding this thing up there. But if anyone would like to try to figure it out, or if you would like to do something else, feel free.
He's going to investigate, and then his second option being a progeny of Grumpsh will be destruction. So first he's going to investigate to see if there's a way to free it, and that is a 27.
All right. So what you think, so you're watching it very carefully. The one thing that you know better than anything are chains. And these aren't chains, but they might as well be. You believe that those rings are what is holding it in place. You believe that those rings are some kind of shackles. You don't know if it's just magic or if it's gnomish science or a combination of the two. But you think it is the rings themselves. There are actually 2 on each arm, 2 on each leg, and 1 on the head, like a crown. And each one is floating around, the arms and legs and head.
Has Gronk come up to it?
He has not
Gronk
indicated such.
Pretty much up close and examining it.
Okay, well then, as soon as you get closer, it does have eyes, unlike a certain Warforged bard, but they are not like eyeballs. They just they look like little round things like the rest of it. But the head swivels and targets on you, Gronk, and you hear a voice go, "Greetings and salutation. Would you like to know the time?"
Yes.
I do want to know the time. Are you enslaved here, or are you working here? Is this a place of your design, or is this something you are being held by?
And a curious question with a curiouser answer. I am I am the Clockwork King, is what my creators called me, and it was my job to navigate through the passageways between the planes and realities and even time and space. But sadly, there was an event. Something happened that caused a quake through all of time and space and all of the planes, and things shattered and were thrown asunder, and all of us were shorn in twain and shunted into this hell dimension.
Do you want to be freed?
Oh, that would be delightful. Oh, by the way, it is precisely 3:15 p.m.
And so as the Clockwork King is telling him the time, Gronk steps back into a martial pose, swings the Spear of Disruption deftly around, and strikes the first of the rings around the right ankle as hard as he can to try and break it.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
That is a 14 plus 15, so that's a 26.
All right. You are... I'm just telling you, you are 100% successful. You destroy this ring. In fact, the hardest thing is not destroying the ring because you really gave it your all. It was stopping just nanometers from... Because you shattered it so thoroughly that you almost cut into its arm. But you stopped yourself, like, just barely in time. And the Clockwork King turns to you and says, I am quite appreciative. I must ask you, though, what brings you here to this most curious place?
And as Gronk winds up for his next strike, he nods over towards Eleonora and the spider guy and Spindless and says, ask them. And he winds up for his next strike.
Okay.
Home repair.
I want you to give me an attack roll. Home repair. I love that. Oh, well, my home is in quite bad shape, you might say. And he looks around. But give me that other roll, Gronk.
Okay, that's a 34.
You absolutely crush. This time you're ready for it, so you angle the attack so that it shatters the spear, but doesn't come even close to his arm. These things are they're fairly sturdy, but they are nothing compared to your prodigious strength. And he says, "How will freeing me repair your home? I'm most curious."
It is not my home, and I could care less.
It has been my home, but I don't actually know why I've been sent to retrieve a skull.
A skull? Oh, most interesting. But what does a skull have to do with me?
The next strike is a 21.
All right. So that is. Let me get my arms and limbs right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So that's 3. You've completely freed his left arm, which he flexes his long, knobbly little segmented fingers, nods towards you, and part of his leg is now free. I have been a prisoner for the Faraday circlets for many, many years, so I greatly appreciate it.
You are welcome. And here comes the next strike, which is a 35.
Okay. Would anyone like to do a roll of what a Faraday circlet is?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Eleanor,
What
I
type
think
of-
especially.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What are you wanting, that log bender? Or
That would be either knowledge or I would allow investigation.
okay, let's see. All right, that is going to be an 18 plus 3, so 21. for
So
investigation.
You have actually heard of this exact thing. You've never seen one, but a Faraday circlet. Not only does it protect you from lightning, but it is so powerful. If you are wearing one and you are attacked by lightning, it could potentially heal you.
Wait, then should we not be destroying? Wait, no, I wouldn't be saying that. I don't know this.
Give me that next roll, Gronk.
Wait. Faraday circles?
Oh, yes. They bound me in lightning and fire.
You know, I can use magic devices.
Gronk, give me that other roll.
Well, we're actually in look of magic items that will stop
Right.
lightning.
Better yet, Gronk, give me a dexterity save.
Is a 19.
19. So basically, Eleonora goes, whoa, and you swing and just stop, and it just taps against the fourth Faraday circlet. So you have destroyed 3 of them.
I have a plus 15 sleight of hand and the ability to use magic devices, and plus 15 to thieves' tools.
Would you like to try to remove them?
From one of the many pouches on his body, like he has to pat a bunch of different pockets before he pulls out some like lock-picking looking tools, but they've got a sheen to them as if they might be made of some magical material that would help him with use magic device as a 13th level thief rogue. 15th. So I ignore all class, race, and level requirements on the use of magic items, and I have a plus 15 to sleight of hand. I think that's what this would be.
I absolutely.
Or my thieves' tools, which is a 28.
28. So you are, not only are you able to remove the remaining 6 Faraday circlets. I didn't say crown, did I?
Circlets.
Faraday circlets, yeah, okay, just making sure. I was looking at your wonderful picture. The remaining 6 Faraday circlets, but you were able to avoid being electrocuted by them because they apparently are storing a great deal of electricity, and when you remove them, there's a discharge that shatters into the wall nearby. But when you remove the last one on his head, there's a moment of there's like a and he clang falls to the ground and pulls himself up and says, I'm most grateful to all of you. I would love to head off on my own now to explore the cosmos, but may I send you on your way first?
What would that entail, good sir?
Oh, well, I just will open a small little rift here and just send you wherever you need to be.
Spindleless nods. He looks at his party of party poopers.
Mm-hmm. And you, Spindleless, you get this itch on your back, and when you reach to scratch it, part of your skin comes off, just peels off. And it is, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much as it should.
Oh.
And what you find is there is a very small but very detailed map that is inked into the back of your skin. and you have been in the walls of Baba Yaga's house for decades. This is her handwriting. She passed you a note on your skin. By the way, the things you could tell these other 2 Spindleless, the things you have seen Baba Yaga do casually would turn people's blood cold. And that's not even when she was angry. That's just when she was bored. And you look at the map, and it's very detailed instructions about where you are to go next.
Our good mistress has left us a note.
He sniffs it.
It smells like Baba Yaga, which is actually not like stink. It's actually like the smell of moss, and it's the smell of like old herbs. And there is a very faint smell of decay. It smells like her. You know it well.
Be on the lookout for that scent at Bath and Body Works.
Yep, that's the new scenty candle. Scentsy.
Gronk looks over at Spindulus and goes, "Do you want me to free you from her?"
You know, I've been very comfortable in her company. You see, it's been a very nice place to lay low for a couple of decades, given my previous exploits. It's really not so bad considering the alternatives with my prospects.
Even Gronk looks disgusted.
So, Ed, do you show the map to the Clockwork King?
Yes.
I think this might be for you.
Like, even this expressionless android robot thing recoils slightly at your map. That is, it's probably about like 8 inches by 6 inches of just skin that came off your neck and lower and upper back. As he examines it, and he goes, "Very well." And with that, his arms begin to spin independent of each other, and his head very sharply turns to one side, and his eyes fire 2 beams at the wall, and a portal opens right there. And he says, "I would be on my way. My sensors indicate that the demon horde is coming. But first and foremost, thank you for freeing me. I am eternally grateful. I will make my own way out and finally explore the cosmos free from my shackles. You have my eternal thanks, all of you, but especially you, Gronk." And you don't think you said your name, but he seems to know it.
Oh.
Or maybe you did introduce yourself, in which case he knows it.
He did not introduce himself, but he nods at the Clockwork King and goes, "Very well. May your days be free."
And he nods to you. Do you all walk through the portal?
Absolutely.
Gronk just walks
Absolutely.
on through.
Okay. As you walk through, we shift! You are no longer playing Spindulus. You are no longer playing Gronk. You are no longer playing Eleonora. I have 3 names here. And I would like, Riley, I would like you to tell me a number between 1 and 3.
We'll do 3.
Okay. 3. So, you are now Kerr, the Kobold Rogue. And I would like you, Izzy, to tell me a number 1 or 2.
1.
You are now Nos, the Fighter Kobold. And that means that Dare, you are Sucks, the Warlock kobold.
Ah, yes.
And all of you are in the most beautiful countryside, miles and miles away from the hustle and bustle of Massgate. There is the homestead of two amazing people, one of whom that you practically worship as a god. But he's not here right now. He is, as so often happens, off on business for his patron, the silver platinum dragon that you love even more. And of course, when she occasionally visits the mother of this individual, you fall to your knees and worship her. You all had fallen in with the formerly Kinku, later Were-Raven, dragon choked, and you had served him well along with this other group before nearly all dying as you found yourself in the demon webs. You began to burn and smoke, and then a guiding hand of a traveler sent you away, sent you to this place, and here you are now the fierce guardians of the people who live here, the husband and the wife and the beautiful toddler child of them both. Your entire existence is to keep this family safe. There is nothing that you won't do to do that. That and their amusing hut. Audrey 3.
Oh my god, I really don't want to kill Audrey 3.
You've even peeked inside. You've even peeked inside a few times and seen the bigger on the inside hut on the inside. You've been warned, though, don't get too close, because in the center of the hut of Audrey is a wyvern skull. And that's where we'll end! Chafing Armor, episode 14. Great job, everybody.
I don't want to kill our awesome hut.
Well, it's up to y'all to see that doesn't happen. All you have to do is fend off 3 level 15 combatants. What could be wrong about that? Did I mention you're all level 7? If y'all would like to hear more about these wonderful kobolds, you can find out more by going to patreon.com/Chafing Armor. You can also find us on Chafing Armor on most of the socials, or you can reach out to me. Just shoot me a message on any of those and say hi. We like it when people say hi. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Take care.